Good morning, students. Good morning to all. Today we are going to learn about socialization. Previous class we had been learned that personal disorganization and role of nurse to reorganize the personality. Meaning of socialization. It is a process of learning that enabled the learner to perform social role and ability to participate in social system. Keywords: process of learning, enable learner ability to participate. I would like to give illustration. For example, two persons are interact with each other. What happened? Two or more people interact with each other, share their experience and knowledge. What happened? They have been learned with each other regarding mutually learn. That process is called socialization. Preschool socialization, adult socialization, etc. The socialization is need for existence of society. We know that we have been learned with each other to understand their norms, group norms, and maintain the discipline and solidarity. Then define socialization. It is a process by which individuals learn to conform the group norms. When we interact with each other, learn about the group norms and which help us to conform in the particular group. Aim and objectives of socialization. First aim, cultural being, which means a person display behavior, pattern of behavior by means of learning norms in the groups. Second, maintain social order. When we learn norms, then we can maintain discipline and order in the concerning groups, including familial groups, family norms, educational groups, educational norms, etc. 3, to develop hidden and latent talents. Everyone having different talent or unique abilities. How to develop? Only by means of socialization, mutually interact and learn with each other. Then display their talents and skills. Fourth aim, to lead quality and meaningful life. How to understand about self, how to identify the meaning of every individual life. By means of socialization, we can identify themselves, our role in this society. Fifth one, to fulfill social roles. Every individual having different role. By means of socialization, we have been identified. Sixth one, for existence of specific pattern of behavior. Which means the culture. This the behavior existence by means of learning the norms, values through interaction process of socialization. 7. To mold and shape the total personality. Socialization is one of the important factor to determine socialization. For example, when we interact with groups, members, learn with each other, and maintain, develop good characters. Next, characteristics of socialization. First character, continuous process. Continuous means never end. Every day, every minute, we have been learned regarding society. When we interact with the environment, learn about and try to adjust. Interact with family members and adjust themselves and identify the norms. So you see in these children's as well as adolescent, adult and every level having this process. Second, tool of transmission of culture. When we interact with each other, can transmit our culture, mainly norms and values. And also we can share our material culture. Third one, learning process. As we had been learned that when we interact with others, learn with each other, regarding their names or their job, mutually learn the norms in the particular groups, in the particular section, mainly the occupational norms. So you see, socialization is nothing but learning process. So learning is an important word. Fourth one, establish limits on individual. How to identify the limits in the individual in the society? First, we need to know about what are the limits. By means of socialization, learn norms of the groups and try to limit ourselves and maintain discipline. Next, importance of socialization. First important, to express himself more effectively the hidden and latent talent. These talents only developed by means of socialization. Second important to newborn child, molding personality. This child first interact with mother and mothers teach about the family norms, religious belief, which help to mold the personality of the child. Third, to individuality development. Eminent thinkers, every socialization theory says that socialization is essence of self. How to develop self? How to identify myself? Who are? By means of the socialization. The society teaches who by means of socialization. Fourth one, to make the individual to become socially disciplined. Now we had been learned that by means of interaction, learn the rules and maintain discipline. 5. To help him to live according to social existences. What is available in the society? What's the reality of members in the groups? According to that, we can live by means of socialization. Look at this socialization in the schools, colleges, and occupational places, hospital socialization. Then sixth one, to assist him to learn the norms, as we have discussed. Next is important to importing skills. How to develop our skills? By means of socialization, display our talents and skills. Eighth one, to appreciations and desires fulfillment. Every individual having different desires. To fulfill that desires only we have been interact. Try to learn with others and try to fulfill our needs in the family level as well as in educational and occupational level. Ninth one, it's important to contribute to stability of social order. Why people conflicting with each other? The reason is that they are lack of knowledge regarding other people or others, other groups. For example, two religious groups or class and caste groups. So which is interact between them and promote more closing and maintain stability in social order. Tenth one, reduce distance between caste, class and religion. When we have been interact with other religious people, we have to learn about their culture and belief, which help us promote better connection between other sections of the people in the society. 11th one, it's important to bring people together, which means promote cooperation. Whether different caste or religion or class, nothing. They socialize with each other, can make together. They learn with each other, accept with each other by means of the diversity and humanity. 12th one, solve social problems. The various social problems due to lack of socialization, including diseases, the mental health issues, physical illness, stress, by means of lack of socialization, solve healthcare problems. Also other social issues, conflict between the groups due to lack of socialization. The socialization helps us to solve social problems, including this poverty, unemployment, illiteracy, mainly healthcare issues. 13. Transmit culture. Now, by means of interaction, mutually transmit their belief and values, custom, as well as material cultures. Then process of socialization. Process means step by step event. Children and adults learn from others throughout the life. Never end, every minute, every day, we have been learned about the society. It is an educational process which values, goals, belief, attitudes, and sex roles are acquired from birth to birth, death. Then steps. First, every socialization started from family. If a child born in a family, first socialized with mother, then religion. After some years or within 1 year, they went to the religious places, various religious practices, for example, baptism and other practices, naming of the child. They try to socialize with the religious groups. After education, after 5 years over, went to schools, socialized with these teachers and peer groups. Then occupation. Occupation means job. After education is over, went to the job. For example, we are nurses and hospitals as a nursing professionals, socialized with colleagues, doctors and nurses and other allied health professionals and work together. Next, other social systems, including political system, also the economic, voluntary groups, community, try to interact with other groups and try to socialize with each other. To make this is a step-by-step socialization process. Every socialization process started from family, then continuing, where we have interact, there we have been socialized. Then factors in socialization process. First factor, imitation. Act like others. For example, in family, children behave like their own parents. This is imitation. Second, suggestion. Suggestion means given directions, ask questions. The family level concern, the children ask to parents various questions and given suggestion how to live in a moral teaching. Next is that in the school level as well as in occupational setting, suggestion. Third one, identification. Identification means identifying the social norms as well as materials. Identify with each other. So these are three important factors. One more factor is that language. Language is a key factor for socialization. Without language, we can't interact, or difficult to share our knowledge and learn the norms. The language is a primary unit which helps to cultural transmission and mold the personality of individual. Then role of socialization. First role, total personality development. As we had discussed. Second, human behavior development. When we interact with good sections or good groups, we can develop good characters or behaviors. Third one, develop communication skills. Communication means transfer of informations. The various settings, lack of socialization cause the communication drawback or communication difficulties. For example, in hospitals, doctors and nurses, good communication is essential, but lack of socialization, which means lack of interaction. Doctors difficult to interact with nurses, nurses difficult to interact with doctors, which cause lack of socialization, which may cause this communication, these breakdowns. So the socialization is doing wonderful role to develop communication skills in every settings. Then theories of socialization. Core essence of socialization is the development of self. Who are you? who I am. We have been identified by means of socialization. Society teaches who are you. For example, you are nurses. Your family member says that you are nurse, as well as society says, which is the developed self, our self, as well as other factors. The first theory is that holy theory, looking glass self. Second theory, George Herbert Mead's theory. 3. Sigmund Freud's theory. 4. W.I. Thomas theory. Detail going on. First, holy theory, looking class self. Explain the concept of self, self ideas, self attitudes, developed by imaging process and perception. Now, society look like glass. From the society, identify self. Two primary propositions by Coley. First one, mind is social, which means what are the factors available in the mind that only having in this society. Which means mind is social, society is mental. That the idea of self, ego, I can arise only in relation with other people. The self-consciousness would not exist in the absence of society, which is a fact. Through society only we become conscious. Second, George Herbert Mead's theory. American social psychologist. Through social interaction, man becomes aware of self. The individual come known about himself by role playing. What role do? Self is product of social interaction, according to Meads. When we interact with good people, we can develop good mind and body. Third one, Sigmund Freud's theory. Austrian psychologist, self and society are not individual, cannot separate. Human mind consists of three components: id, ego, superego. It means desire principles. Ego, reality. Superego, morality. Morality means what is right and what is wrong. Reality means rational. Some questions are available here. Id questional. But ego question is that I need to do a bite of planning to get it. This is ego, reality. But super ego question is that you have not have it. It is not right. So think about what is right and what is wrong. The Freud says that ego only in the society conscious. Superego is pre-conscious, it is unconscious. It's a pressure. W.I. Thomas theory. Individuals unconsciously depends upon his society, according to Thomas. So fact is that Socialization is essence of self. Through society only we can identify himself, our status, role, etc. Then stages of socialization. First stage, oral stage. Second, anal. 3, oedipal. 4, latency. 5, adolescence. The oral stage means 1 year, need to feed. Next is that anal stage. During this stage, the child learned that one cannot totally depend on mothers, something learned from others by means of socialization. Third one, oedipal stage. This is a critical stage. They suffer from complex, Oedipus complex by boys and Electra complex by girls. Which means Oedipus complex means boy love their own mother, jealous toward father. Electra complex means this girl love their own father and jealous towards mother. Fourth one, latency stage. Beginning of this stage, child has learned to be independent in the daily routine at home. By means of socialization, learned previous 3 stages, learned from the family members as well as mother and father by means of socialization. They have want their independence, puberty, the changes, physiological changes, mainly the puberty as well as neuroendocrinal factors, mainly estrogen, progesterone for girls, and boys, testosterone, the physiological changes, change the sound of speech, higher growth of hair in. Then boys and girls to break free from parental control. So they want to be independent. Everything learned from the families and try to they living to independently living in this stage. Then types of socialization. According to Ian Robertson in 1977 classified 4 types of socialization. First one, primary socialization. Which is in family level. Second, anticipatory socialization. Learn own group culture. 4, developmental socialization. Already developed skill progresses through new situations. Example, graduate nurses is appointed as clinical nurse, develop their skills through participate workshops, etc. Then re-socialization, which means learn new skills. Example, nurses maybe learn about computer language or learn about other discipline. So it's a totally new one. It is called re-socialization. So there are 4 types of socialization. Can you name? Primary, anticipatory, developmental, and re-socialization. Then general classifications, child socialization and adult socialization. The child socialization is essential for largely mold the personality, the characters. The adult socialization is lifelong. It's a continuous process. never end. Every day have been learning. Then organizational socialization, which means in this organizational setting, economic, hospital, anticipatory socialization, assimilation, then organizational excite. This is very important for examinations. First agent is that family and parents. Agent means a factor support to socialization. Second, school. 3, teachers. Next, playmates, peer group, friends, religion, literature and mass media. Then government, state, law, rules, norms are these agents of socialization. Then elements of socialization. Physical and psychological heritage of an individual. Physical heritage means non-living things. Psychological means mental, thinking, learning, perception, etc. Next element, environment. Environment is a key one in socialization. Favorable environment. Environment is essential for good socialization. Third one, culture, pattern of behavior, including material cultural traits and non-material cultural traits is essential. Fourth one, norms, rules and regulations, every level in familial norms, etc. Attitudes. The type of attitude is very important. Positive attitude or negative attitude. Positive attitude can help us to better socialization. Sixth one, role and performance. Role means a person's job do in the society and how to perform. Better performers always good socialized. Then socialization and health. Is socialization affect health status of people? Yes, affect physical health, mental health and social well-being. Just imagine when you join in a college or hospital as a staff nurse. Any restriction in interaction or lack of socialization in hospital setting, what will happen? The new nurses or existing nurses or other health professionals, including doctors, allied health professionals, difficult to share their knowledge as well as experiences, mainly this client data, which may cause the stress setting concern. Just imagine the lack of socialization between husband and wife, parents and children cause stress, which affect physical health, mental health, then affect physical health and cause also experiencing social disabilities. The fact is that socialization is largely affect the health status of people. So this we have been advised that socialization is one of the social medicine. Any patient come into hospital with stress, advice to patients, just interact between them or interact with the family members or interact with the colleagues in the occupational places. The small interactions help us to away from stress and make happier work life as well as family life, away from the diseases. Then socialization and nursing. Every aspect of socialization, every aspect of nursing services, socialization is very important. For example, care, client-oriented care. When nurse interact with the patients, learn about the patients, collect the data, then cure, the prevention. As we had been learned that we should be prescribed this. Socialization is a social medicine. Just interact. The World Health Organization says that. Let's talk, to away from depression and cure the diseases. Then is prevention of diseases. Prevent communicable diseases, non-communicable diseases, mental illness. When we good socialized, our immunity power become empowered, increase, and away from infectious diseases. This various study findings says that, as well as physical and social development, physical and mental development is fundamental. The socialization is fundamental. Then promotion of health, promotes holistic health, physical health, mental health, and social well-being. Then professional competence. A nurse become competent with each other, need socialization. The nursing management, the socialization should be applicable. Then health education. In the time of health education, it should be prescribed the client, the socialization to prevent the diseases and cure the disease. Then stress management. It should be experiment yourself. Anytime you can stress yourself, just talk with others. Learn between 2 or 3 of them and away from stress. Then counseling and guidance. Client-oriented guidance. The socialization is very important. The nursing research. In every aspect of nursing research, this is a fundamental, this tool, mainly for concerning the nursing management. For example, various thesis title, studies socialization of particular nursing college, studies socialization of particular hospital. The reason is that socialization is fundamental for these good institutions. The lack of socialization may be lack of communication, which leads to harm to employees as well as the client. So, health nursing. Mothers should be socialized with family members for happier motherhood. Then pediatrics nursing. Child should be socialized with their parents and children, parents and peer groups for their physical and mental development. Then medical surgical for pain management, the socialization in the surgical concern. Then medical concern, this prevention and promotion of health. Empowering, increasing the immunity power when we become socialized with the groups, all group members. Then mental health. As we had been learned, lack of socialization causes stress and depression. That's why let's talk to away from depression and stress and prevent other mental illness. Then community health nursing. Nurse should be apply this knowledge, educate the family members, improve the socialization, how to interact between the family members, father, mother, children, and interact between them, learn with each other every day to promote their physical health in family level as well as promote happier family life. Then individualization and difference between individualization and socialization we will be learn next class. Thank you all. Now questioning time.